This is More Than Reality podcast, where we dive into all things faith, family, and marriage and share that there is so much more than the reality that you see on the surface. Welcome to More Than Reality with Adam and Danielle Busby.
Dun, dun, dun. We are back. It's 2025.
2025, and I feel like
Your mic is not even at your mouth.
I can still hear me. I must be talking loud. Boom. I'm here.
It's not wireless.
This is all twisted.
Okay, man. So honestly, like last podcast was like before Christmas and everything. So we took a little bit of a break from recording anything just because the craziness of the holidays. Kids finally went back to school today. And
it's Tuesday, and I've been thinking it's Monday all day.
Yeah.
And Deb came by and saw me today at work.
Oh, really?
I hadn't seen her. I was actually thinking about her as I was driving to work. She's like, I'm leaving the gym. And I was like, oh, I'm so good you came in and saw me. So we chatted for a bit.
Huh.
She said that Leah, who is Deb's granddaughter, in the Quints, she calls them Momo's girls, and they are going to Disney Cruise. So she says it's like the episode she just wants to keep watching.
Yeah.
So she thinks they are going on a Disney Cruise, but she's like, she really wants Momo's girls to go with her. I was like, I would love Momo's girls to go.
Experience.
I want Momo's girls to go with her too, and me.
Yeah.
Disney Cruise is awesome.
Disney Cruise was awesome.
Yeah.
If I'm ever going to go on a cruise again, it'll probably be a Disney Cruise.
Yeah, and they have the
That's
one
like,
now.
They kind of set the bar way up there.
Yeah, they have the one now. I forget which one it is, but it goes out of Galveston. It doesn't go all the way to their island, but they do have the Disney Cruise that goes out of Galveston now. One of them.
Well, they've been having that.
I know, but for a while they weren't.
The only bad thing about porting out of Galveston, which is kind of cool because like we have a lot of people that come through Grace and B, like our storefront here in League City, because they're like leaving out of cruises because there's a cruise terminal.
Oh, you sound like me.
There's a cruise terminal in Galveston. So a lot of people leave from there and then they'll come, they'll fly in to Houston and then they'll visit Grace and B before they're either coming or going.
Yeah.
And so we'll get a lot of people from all over the country. They're like, oh, yeah, we're about to go on a cruise and stopping by. We knew it wasn't very far.
That's like one of the bonuses of like having the storefront, especially when I'm there, is like, it's kind of hard to forget that people all around the world like actually know who we are. And because I don't feel like I'm a quote famous person, if you want to say that, even though I don't really like that term. But I mean, people come from all over, and the fact they'll come in Grace and B, I'm just like, that is so cool. So now I have like this little Polaroid, that little camera thing, and I bought a big map. I still need to put it up so that I can take pictures with people and like where they came from. I mean, all over. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's crazy, but that's the benefit of having the storefront, is that it kind of gives a spot for to meet the actual people that follow us, and not in a huge, overwhelming way where it draws attention. It's just like the intimate kind of like side of meeting people, but it's fun.
Yeah, back on the cruise front, like, I don't know, just because where it leaves in Florida is so much of an easier cruise, just like that little jump over to the Bahamas. It's just so quick.
Yeah.
And you can kind of spend more time.
That's the bonus of going out of the Orlando.
It's like a quicker cruise, and then you're like at land faster. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, it's like near Orlando.
Wherever it was.
I forget where the port is.
But you get to go to their Bahamas, like private island, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. But anyways.
Yeah, instead of, which, it was funny today. Today, literally, I lost track of time because, I mean, we just got back.
Are you good?
What do you mean?
Are you good? Are you good? You got a good hat on and a good shirt on.
Got my Good Rancher shirt on.
What's on your hat? Your hat says good too.
Good.
Good?
Golf. It's like a golf company.
Good.
Good.
Good ranchers.
So yeah, today I was just kind of like on that cruise, sailing water. And it made me laugh just because it's kind of silly. I was just doing laundry and dishes and everything, just trying to catch up from like the last few weeks and just being at the ranch. And so I'm just like trying to get all my clothes done. And because our laundry here at this house never stops. And so if I don't like squeeze my stuff in, it may not get done for like 3 or 4 weeks.
But you
and
have
so,
so much of it, it
and
doesn't
so
make
my
a difference.
hamper just like fills up and up and up. And it gets to a point where it's just like, I don't want to do it. And so finally, like today, like I washed everything. And so, which it took me pretty much most of the day today.
Listen.
But I was watching the news.
Wait, time out. Of course you're watching the news. Time out. I want to preface and say, did I say that right? That we do have help that comes in and helps with laundry. So don't think poor Adam has to wash his own laundry. He doesn't want anyone to touch his laundry. So I just want to state that because yes, it is always going, but you don't want anybody to wash your clothes because
I don't want anybody to touch my stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't want anybody to touch his stuff. So I just want to say that even
like
when they come
anybody
clean,
that comes and cleans or does laundry,
don't touch my bathroom sink.
They're not allowed. They're not allowed to touch my clothes. They're not allowed to come in my office. They're not.
Yeah, so
like
whatever's Adam's,
like,
don't touch it.
Don't touch my stuff. Like I'll take care of my stuff. Just do do whatever else you need to do, but don't touch my stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But back
to watching the news.
Back to watching the news, and I was just thinking about the cruising and stuff, and it was a press conference. It was Donald Trump. Obviously, he just got they certified the vote or whatever, and so he's going to get inaugurated on the 20th or something like that of this month.
Kids don't have school that day.
Irrelevant, but
that's what I think of.
What made me laugh, just because I don't know, in a sense, it's kind of petty, but it's just funny. Donald Trump said that he's going to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
That's actually kind of funny. I swear it was off. I swear. I literally almost started this podcast and said, guess what I have on? It's literally on, look, do not disturb. It's on do not disturb.
It doesn't matter. Do not disturb. Your alarm is still going to go off on do not disturb.
Why?
Other people can't disturb you, but it's not going to silence your alarms.
That's dumb. Tell Donald Trump to change that.
But I just, I'm sitting there and just kind of listening. It's just background noise. I was just listening. And while I'm folding clothes and doing stuff and putting stuff away, and that came on, and it just made me laugh because that's just funny. Because just with Donald Trump, everything's just kind of petty and just it's just silly.
It's kind of funny.
But I mean, whatever. Gulf of America.
Gulf of America. Put it on a shirt.
Cruise ships sailing the Gulf of America. I'm going to change all the history books and maps and everything, apparently.
We won't go through all that.
It's silly. I don't even know where to start. I mean, we did Christmas and New Year's, and we just got back from the ranch. And so, and it's a new year. So it's, kind of like a reset, and we took a week off of the podcast, and so it's kind of like a big reset. So Christmas was I don't know, before Christmas I was kind of like not totally like in that Christmas spirit, just because it was like the weather. Like this week the weather's freezing, but for Christmas it wasn't really, and so it just didn't feel weird. And then it did feel weird, but also like half of our kids got sick, and it never fails.
You mean
so many kids, so many people across the country got sick.
We all had the flu except you.
I never get sick.
You have a couple times, and it's like
if I get
deathbed when you get a cold.
Yeah, if I get sick.
Thank you for saying yeah.
If I get sick, it's like bad because I can never get sick. So if it is me getting sick, it's like, okay, this is serious because I never get sick. So yeah, if I'm not feeling good, give me my space. So yeah,
it's a good holiday though.
Pretty much everybody got sick, and so but some of the kids got sick at different times too, and so you're trying to shuffle people around the house and keep people quarantined and separated, and we couldn't quite we had to delay some Christmas stuff, and some family members couldn't come over for Christmas Eve, and yeah, it was like a little different because we're like shuffling people, and some people were on medication that like, okay, like such and such has to be off.
Fever free. And
yeah, no
that's for so
fever
long.
for 24 hours. So like, you know, we didn't do like the full family get together for Christmas Eve because of that. And then by Christmas Day, everybody was fine. Everybody had been on medication and fever free and stuff. And so
And then the rest of us got sick after that.
Somewhat back to normal on Christmas Day. And then like right after, like the day after Christmas or 2 days later, then like it was like another round of
Blake, and it was Hazel. And
another round of family members sick. So I mean, it's just the nature of having a family of 8. Whenever it comes, it like lingers and like gets passed around.
Yeah, at least the flu, it was like flu A, which is like cough, congestion, cold stuff, and fever, whatever. But flu B is that stomach bug, man. Just thank God it wasn't.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that one of the kids threw up on the car on the way home from the ranch.
Yeah, that was just
I think
car
I'm
size.
gonna.
No,
That's no
that is the worst. Whenever it's 0 warning.
Whatever, like we pretty much know like who gets car sick. Me, but
that's why Danielle and everybody like makes comments at me like, why do you always make Danielle drive and all this stuff? Because if she doesn't drive and she's not like kind of in control, and like she'll get car sick. And so that's why like, okay, Danielle drives, and then I usually like just will be on my laptop and work or whatever for a long car ride because Danielle gets sick every time.
But yeah, I was on the way back and my stomach hurts, and it was so windy. So the van,
it was horribly
it really
windy.
was windy. I mean, it was like 25, 27 miles an hour wind. So it's like you're driving that bus, and I mean, you feel it.
It's like driving a billboard.
Your arms have to stay kind of cocked to the left with the wheel just to kind of hold against the wind. But so it definitely was a little bit different of a drive. But I mean, Parker usually gets car sick, and sometimes Riley. Us who have the motion sickness, like we know that. But it was all of a sudden, it was like, Mama, I'm going to all over Adam's camera bag. And Hazel's blanket she just got for Christmas.
And I happen to be driving that leg of the trip. And so it's like my camera bag is like on the seat directly behind me. Hazel's in the seat directly behind me. And she just like throws up forward, just all over my camera bag.
New blanket and the camera bag, and it just kept coming. I was like, "Holy moly!" But we pulled over.
Can't do anything about that. Whatever.
I'm like, of course. The time that I chose to like, I want a nap before. I want a nap. We're in the car. I'm tired of driving right now. I'm gonna take a nap. I mean, it was within 30 minutes that we were sitting like driving, maybe 45 minutes, and she puked all over, and I'm like, great. Now I have to deal with this. And then thank the Lord. I'm sorry, this is a little bit gross or whatever, but like it didn't really smell like
it didn't smell that much at all.
It didn't smell that bad. But I think because it was so much in that blanket, it did get on the carpet in there and all over your bag. But I was able to like roll it up all in her blanket. And then I just shoved it in one of the Buc-ee's bags.
Yeah.
I threw it away when we pulled over.
We were on a group text. We're always on a group text with like family and Danielle. Because we're all caravanning, coming back home. You know, Danielle texts, like, oh, Hazel just threw up. We're pulling off. And so everybody's like, oh, gosh, that's got to be bad. Like, I bet it stinks. And I made a comment like, no, Ginger's puke don't stink. Because it didn't stink at all.
I mean, it did in the back. Like, it wasn't as bad as it's been before.
No, it didn't, like, smell up the car.
Car throw-ups that we've had to experience. But making my stomach turn just thinking about the smell of
Just like the texture and stuff. It's gross.
Anyways, Happy New Year.
Because of the kids were like quarantined, like right after Christmas. We're trying to keep everybody separated. Some of them were sick before Christmas, some after. So like the Quints and Blake's like entire Christmas break, they didn't really get to see any friends because like everybody was separated. Even the ones that were well, we didn't want to send them off to a friend's house because there's that chance that they may be carrying it or still are contagious or whatnot just because it's in the house. And so none of them really got to see their friends like the entire break until like New Year's night, like New Year's Eve.
Yeah, that's right.
And so we went to a friend's house. We got invited to a couple places, but we went ahead and just like, I don't know, it's something about
We always host
something
over here for New Year's
Yeah,
Eve.
we normally always have
And
people
I
at our
just
house.
was like, I'm tired of being inside my house. We've been basically locked in here with kids not feeling good or fighting about something and wanting this and cattiness here and back and forth because we couldn't go anywhere. And I didn't want to necessarily go anywhere, but I definitely wasn't hosting our house with like we literally always do.
Yeah.
And the girls wanted to be like, see their friends. And so we just went to our friend's house who has one of
just
their
down the street.
kids that's Quint's age. So
Yeah. Because
That's
like
fun.
everybody normally comes here and then like we go all out with like fireworks and all this kind of stuff. And it's funny because like every year up to this year, because we just voted, like revote, like our town revoted on whether or not we could do fireworks on Christmas. I mean, on New Year's Eve and
4th of July.
4th of July. And so everybody voted that like, okay, yes, we can do it in city limits. But before that, we couldn't. It was like kind of against the law to to pop fireworks. And so everybody would want to come into our neighborhood because like our yards are bigger and the houses are spread out. And so it's not like a bunch of houses right on top of each other. And so we just do fireworks anyway here, even though we're not quite supposed to. But like all of our streets are like private roads. And so it's a little different. So we kind of have different rules here. Like police aren't necessarily allowed to patrol in our neighborhood and stuff. And so everybody would want to come here and pop fireworks. But this was the first year that like we could actually do it and not have to like look over our shoulder. And so we're not having it at our house. And so I'm like, kind of sucks. Because I always felt like so guilty the entire time we're doing it. But I'm still going to do it because I grew up in Louisiana where we did it every year. My very first job was working at a fireworks stand. And I did that for like 5-6 years. Every 4th of July and New Year's, I worked at a fireworks stand. I started that when I was like 14.
Jeez.
Just because it was seasonal work. So like you could kind of get around like child labor laws or whatnot. So like fireworks are always like a big deal to me. So like I always wanted to do it, even though the law said no. Still did it.
All right. Well, that's a lot of update, and I'm sure there's a lot more that we could share amongst these last couple of weeks, starting a new year.
Last podcast we got into like the start of the NICU and stuff, but I think this podcast like just talking about like give updates because like we haven't been like recording anything. I felt like because we were kind of like a little bit ahead, so even like the week or so prior to the last episode going out, like we didn't record a podcast, and so like I feel like we haven't recorded in probably 3 weeks or so, 3 or 4 weeks. So just giving like life updates on like everything going on right now. Yeah, so we had Christmas. We finally released a YouTube video for our family. We haven't done that in a few months. We did this secret sister shopping.
Yeah. This year's Christmas. When are you going to put out the Christmas video? Did you capture?
I already did that.
You did the secret sister and the Christmas morning one?
Well, yeah, that's the same video.
Oh, it's the same video? Okay. I
Yeah,
thought you were
I'm not
saying
just going to put like shopping and then to be continued. Like it's shopping.
Okay,
and
okay. I didn't realize that.
Thanks for not watching the video.
I mean, I do in spurts.
You didn't. Clearly. You didn't even know.
Dude, I live the life. It's like I don't necessarily choose to watch it every time something's new because I lived it and all that noise is still happening in real time.
Yeah.
Most of the time I do watch them or I like skim through them. But I did want to watch that one. I didn't realize. I knew it was out. I hadn't watched it yet. I'm surprised have the girls even watched it?
I don't know.
Because usually they watch. It's been so long since we've had a YouTube video out for the It's a Buzzworld, so I forget that
we did film some stuff like with family that I haven't done any editing on. And then whenever we went to the ranch this past week, I filmed like just kind of some random stuff like while we were at the ranch, and because it's so cool like seeing the kids out just away from the city, away from just like normal TV and just like neighborhoods and stuff, and just kind of being out in nature and just exploring and stuff. And it's cool that they just like want to go out. And even at night, they're just like
flashlight and go.
I strap on a headlamp to Hazel. If you put a headlamp on Hazel, like she does not stop. She won't sit down. Like she'll just like, it kind of makes me nervous because she's just like out at night, just like roaming because she thinks it's cool that she can see where she's going. And so
it was fun. And then all the 10 kids. So our kids, Chris Wandell's kids and Ashley Nick's kids, there's 10 total cousins, all stayed in
17 people,
16 people,
16 people, one ranch house.
Yeah. So the 10 kids all stayed in one big room.
2.5 baths.
Yeah.
Like, figure that out.
Yeah, that was fun. But all in all, like
16 people, half as many bathrooms as our house. It's just crazy.
It does sound bad, but like at least you're not like having to like get ready and go somewhere. Like do it. It was, I mean, it's like you'd wake up and it's like, okay, put a hat on or a beanie or a ponytail and don't have to really worry about makeup or nothing. So it's not like you really just went to go like shower. That was it, you know?
Yeah.
So that saves a lot of time, especially with majority girls.
Yeah. Like every day, like we would just wake up early. We'll go sit in the hunting stands and stuff. And every morning I was just up at like 5:30 and then we'd come back in from that. And then we'd like hang out for a little bit, do breakfast. And then like we would go explore, and kids love just like going around the ranch and like looking for like sheds, like the antlers that would fall out whenever a deer like sheds their antlers one time a year. So there's like, random antlers just laying around the property, and they like to go look around. Mm-hmm. So we'll do that. We'll jump on all the ATVs and stuff and just go out like trying to find
bones
and antlers, and
do a little bit of hiking through the creeks.
We did a lot of walking.
So, but the kids love all that kind of like outdoorsy, just browse somewhere,
anything that's just not
rocks.
Normal.
They love rocks. Like,
yeah, our kids, they love digging in the dirt.
And they love rocks.
Love finding rocks.
Yeah.
And if you can mix some bones in there.
Bonus.
It's a bonus. So, and there's plenty of those around.
Yeah.
And so just with all the critters and coyotes, and I mean, there's all kind of crazy stuff out there. So there's bones everywhere, antlers everywhere.
Oh, I had a birthday too.
Danielle's birthday.
I forgot about that. I was trying to think, oh wait, what did I do for my birthday? That was a fun day. That was a fun one. We did.
With some friends out in the city.
Yeah. We did a day of like shopping down in the city, and then went to a tea room, and then we all came back here, and then like the spouses or whatever, the men met at the house with their wives, my friends and stuff, and then we had game night, and Adam cooked
pulled pork
sandwiches, which was really good.
I smoked a pork butt all day. Sounds weird saying pork butt because it's not a butt, it's the shoulder.
Oh, really? Why do they call it? Even know that. Why do they call it pork butt?
That's just what they call it.
Yeah, that was fun. We did game night. We played a new game. I can't remember what it was called, and I actually can't find where the game even went now. Tell me something, or without telling me, or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you have like dice.
It's kind of like fishbowl.
You can either act it out like charades. You can
describe it with words.
Describe it like gestures.
No, gestures is charades.
No, gestures is you can say everything but the word, or rhymes with, or sounds like.
Gestures is charades.
No, it's not.
How much you want to bet?
Sure, it's just charades.
Mm-hmm.
Then what's the game that we pass? With the little
catchphrase.
Oh, catchphrase. That's it. Okay, I got those mixed up.
I think I heard you say you're right.
I just got it mixed up. I misspoke. It was guys versus girls.
And the girls won. The girls won, but the men, of course, have to complain and cheat at the end.
Because like it was like round. I mean, obviously it's like roll of the dice, because every single roll the girls got to actually use their words, and the boys had to act
one
out
syllable
or just say one syllable of what the word was, which is almost impossible with zero context. And we rolled those two things every single time except for like once. And we still almost beat the girls. That's pretty
They say they
Pretty bad.
say they actually won, but they really didn't.
I mean, technically we did.
It got down to the end of it, and it's like
it was
you
like
did
competing.
this,
It was like competing with your both hands tied behind your back and your mouth shut. And,
It's not
and
our
you
fault
still
that y'all
almost
ran-
and
that-
we still almost won.
But they kept complaining that they kept getting the same. They didn't get to use words. I'm like, that's what you rolled, and they wanted to fight about that. And I'm like, it's for the roll of the dice, man. Any way to
Game
cheat.
night. It's always fun.
We have a couple
True
competitive
colors
friends.
always come out.
And
Game
why
night.
we always do men versus women, like I have
Because
no idea.
what else do you do? I mean, that's like
It just turns into a big
that's
fight.
the obvious choice. I mean, if you're gonna do game night with a bunch of couples, it's obvious.
easiest to
It's the obvious choice to always do guys versus girls. Because then you get, or if you like draw names or whatever, it's just not as fun.
yeah.
You know?
And then it's a little bit more confusing of like, oh wait, y'all are in my group and y'all aren't, or whatever.
Yeah.
So it does visually make it easier, but it usually tends to a bunch of yelling and fighting.
which
is a lot of fun.
Yeah, which is fun.
Here are the girls.
Yeah, the girls are home from school.
What else happened?
January. So what's up, Right? You want to say hi? You want to talk into the mic? You got to look at the camera though.
Wait, what am I doing?
Well, the mic faces me. Here's Riley.
Hi. Our what?
9-year-old kid.
Our 9-year-old kid.
Our fifth daughter.
One of our 9-year-olds. There you go. Now you can say hi.
Hi.
How was Christmas and New Year's?
Oh my God.
And how was your first day back at school?
You're cool. Christmas and the New Year's was good, and then what did you say?
What was your favorite part of the holiday break?
My favorite part of the holiday break
Was
that I get the presents and I get to decorate my room.
Oh, tell me about your room.
So I got this jungle decorated room. So the bed covers, they're like this cheetah thing, but the top of it is orange, which
It's like a yellow.
yeah, I kind of like a yellow orange, and then
A jungle blanket, cheetah sheets.
New
But
chair.
I really want a new wallpaper.
Yeah,
Which I
we
haven't
still have
bought
to do the wallpaper. She got a chair in there. She got some leaf, like lights.
To hang from her curtains.
She wanted her room to be a jungle.
Yeah.
Because she's a wild one.
Did you just take your sweatshirt off when you got home?
No, it felt good outside.
Oh, it's still cold. Your
Still
hands
chilly.
are freezing.
Yeah,
I don't know
you're
why they're cold.
Yeah, your legs cold.
Oh, I'm warm. Oh. Nothing else to talk about.
Talk about the ranch. What was your favorite thing at the ranch?
My favorite thing at the ranch was when y'all caught all these deer.
You caught him?
You caught him?
No,
You shot him?
That was your favorite part?
no, I got to see the deer heads. I
You
pet
got
them.
to.
No, but
She got to see where her food comes from, for one thing. Now you know where it comes from.
yeah.
Yeah, and not just.
It's
It's just meat in the
gross.
freezer.
No, I don't.
Hey, Gussie.
Yeah. So they got to see it all. They got to see the whole process. Sitting out in a deer stand, we harvested each family. We all got at least one deer, and we were able to harvest a lot of meat. It's at the processor right now. I'm making a bunch of sausage. I think it's my favorite part of it
And
because the sausage is awesome.
we
And we can make ground meat, and I still have some ground meat left over from the last deer I killed. But the girls just know, like, deer meat just kind of has a little bit of a gaminess to it because they just eat whatever's out in nature. Yeah, the girls always know if I try to make like a chili or hamburger. I can't really do hamburgers or spaghetti or whatever. They just know.
Yeah, you taste it.
And so I'm like, I'd rather just do a bunch of sausage, and then we'll have like the main cuts, like the steaks and stuff or whatever. What are you doing, Riley? Oh, you're trying to get she's trying to get the VR headset. Might as well grab both of them.
why both of them? That one's not very charged.
It is charged. It was all green.
They got the VRs last year, 2023 Christmas. And I don't think they've barely played them at all this year until the flu was in our house. And
No, it's the coolest
it
thing
was
in the house.
like we had to take turns because we have 2 of them.
Yeah, they were
Not
getting
everything we get 5 of.
The girls were getting stir crazy in the house because like they start running out of things to do because like they can't leave. And I'm like, well, y'all grab these dang VR headsets that have been sitting on my desk for the last year. They got them last Christmas, and you know they played with them for about 4 or 5 months, and then
then it was summertime, and then they'd be friends, and they'd go here, go there.
Yeah,
so
and then just kind of forget about them. But they've just been sitting on my desk.
They are all about that gorilla tag
take
game.
These.
That gorilla tag game.
And then we have
so
we have 2 VR headsets. Those like Meta Quest 3 or whatever they call. And now they're the coolest thing in the house.
But there's only 2, and we only have 2.
And so then it just became like fights of like, oh, you only have 20 minutes because I want to be on it, blah, blah, blah. And it's just funny watching them play gorilla tag.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know that Riley realizes that the people she's talking to are other kids. Like one day I was just in the kitchen. I think I was doing dishes or whatever. And Riley's in there and she's like swinging her arms and she's like bickering back and forth with somebody.
Like Riley or on the camera?
No, on the game. I'm like, Riley, who are you talking to? She's like, I don't know, some gorilla. So I was like, do you realize those are other people? Not just like a gorilla you're yelling at?
So when they're playing that, they're a gorilla?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, everybody's gorillas. They use their arms to run around. And it's tag.
Yeah.
They just run around.
Oh, that's what it is? Tag?
Yeah. The game is called Gorilla Tag.
Well, I didn't really know that that's what they were doing.
I don't know that they actually play tag. I think they just kind of run around and swing on stuff.
Oh.
But
and high five.
It's supposed to be tag.
High five and bracelet or something.
Yeah.
Bracelet.
They just run around
and
give kids high fives.
Yeah.
It's funny. But to hear them like talking with other little kids. I like to hear the volume up. So I know for sure they're talking to another kid and not some grown man in there playing gorilla tag with them. So luckily it's all been little kids' voices.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny. But now it's like the most popular thing in the house right now. And so they're all like policing each other and putting each other on like time limits so that they can play next. I started a carnivore diet.
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about that. So Adam said he was going to do carnivore diet,
which is a big deal because I eat a lot of meat anyway because it's like my favorite thing.
He does eat a lot of meat.
I also snack a lot, and
he also likes candies.
Yes, yes.
He's not like a
freak.
chocolate person, but he's like Riley gets the sugar kick from him.
Like the only thing I really care for chocolate. Like it's funny. Like with me, I really don't have like much of an addictive personality whenever it comes to food, but like I'll binge something.
You totally have an addictive personality.
No, I don't. Like anything I can just like stop. I can. Sometimes most things I just choose not to.
Oh, that's what people who have that say. When you get involved in something, you're addicted to it.
No, that's just, I'm all in. Whenever I start something new, I'm just all in. It's not because I instantly get addicted to something. That's a different thing.
You have a little bit of that.
No, I'm a perfectionist. And so like, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to be the best at it, or I'm going to have the best at it,
so
or
Adam
whatever.
Started this
I'm going to be a
carnivore
perfectionist with it.
Adam started this carnivore diet, and I'm thinking, he asked me if I wanted to do it with him. And I'm like, no.
Although I think she should.
I'm not a steak person.
You don't have to eat just steak.
Listen, but
it's meat.
It can be
steaks, chicken,
don't want to eat
pork,
steak and eggs
seafood,
every single day.
Eggs, like it can be anything.
I don't want to eat that every day.
Anything raw.
I want some
walks,
noodles.
Runs,
I want some
crawls,
carbs. I want some
swims.
bread. I want all that stuff.
Yeah, and that you need to be on an anti-inflammation diet.
Don't tell me what I need to do.
And
boy.
gluten is one of the worst things for that, and you know it. And so I think you should try it.
Are you going to be my doctor?
I think you should. at least give it a go.
Well, we're not talking about me, by the way. We're talking about you and your carnivore diet.
Hey guys, this is an intervention on Danielle right now on the podcast.
Shut it.
Stop it. Danielle has an autoimmune disorder, and one of the best diets to go on for anti-inflammation is a carnivore diet. And you can't dispute that. I think you at least should try it.
I try it every day because I eat meat every day.
But you also eat all the other crap.
I also like the carb diet.
You also eat all the other crap that like cripples you pretty much.
Listen. The carnivore diet, you eat meat. The carb diet, I eat carbs. Okay?
Which causes inflammation in your body.
Stop fighting with me. I'm going to now say that.
Everybody, you should DM Danielle and say, you should give it a try.
No, I've had enough people trying to diagnose me. Okay? I found a nice new doctor and working on my progress. And I'm just going to keep it to myself and not share with you because then you're going to tell me.
That was something new since the new year or like started like right.
I'm still trying to get to your carnivore diet.
Okay. Should be your carnivore diet too.
So Adam said he was going to start a carnivore diet and he asked if I wanted to do it. And I'm like, no. So he started the carnivore diet and it's like, okay, start January 1. Well, January 1 comes around and he's fine. You're all in the high of it. Like, I'm going to do this. Going to eat my meat and blah, blah, blah. I'm a man. And sounded just like that too. And
no, day 1 and day 2 are probably the worst.
That's what I just said. So you're there. You're like, okay, cool. So day 2 comes around. That's the day we're leaving for the ranch. And I'm thinking there ain't no way he's going to make it all the way on this 5-6 hour car ride, stopping at least 2 Buc-ee's where he's not going to be able to buy anything but meat. And I never told you this. I wanted to see if you could not be addicted. So he made it through because when we stop anywhere on a car ride,
it was hard to go to Buc-ee's and like not be able to buy anything.
It was probably the best thing because we go to Buc-ee's and Adam will buy like 5-6 snacks of candy.
If you've ever been to a Buc-ee's, like
I'm like, we're in the car for an hour and a half more. Like you need that many snacks.
It's like road snacks.
So he got beef jerky, which it's kind of my number 1 rule in the car is we don't eat beef jerky
but
on
it's
a
like
car ride.
literally all I can have.
So I had some grace for you and let you eat it in the
Danielle
car.
Hates the
smell
smell.
like a fart.
Danielle hates the smell of like cracking open a bag of beef jerky, which
it smells like a fart
because it just like blooms in the car.
In your face.
It's literally all I could eat. And so like I was like opening the bag and I'm just like staring at her. I'm just waiting for her to smell it and like look over at me.
I did. I was about to say,
like,
who farted? And I was
Sorry.
like, oh, well, he didn't get a snack and it's meat.
Yeah.
It's beef.
So
then we go the whole out. I have comments. So we go to the ranch, and you've got 16 people. There's snacks everywhere. There's cheese. There's sweets. There's all the things. And Adam can eat meat, eggs, and
water,
butter.
and coffee.
And
coffee.
Butter. Yeah, and butter. I would say mealtime, it was probably easiest, but like through the day, I'm just like, how is he not going to snack on something? Like, I feel like you probably secretly.
I didn't. I did good.
You did good. And you were just, I don't think you were a happy person.
I mean, I wasn't because like you walk through the house and there's all these like storage containers because like you have to like bring and
it wasn't fun.
You have to take everything with you. So everything that you bring out there, like, you pack it up in like storage bins, like plastic storage bins, and you got to turn around and take it home with you, whatever you didn't eat. And so like everything's just piled up like in part of the kitchen, like by the side door. And so every time you're in and out of the house, like you're just walking by all these snacks.
All the snacks.
Like, I can't have any of that.
Yeah, and queso and chips.
So yeah, it does make you kind of grumpy.
I was
and
like, I'm
especially,
just not going to talk to him this whole time because like I know he wants some food that's not meat or eggs or butter or coffee.
You kind of have a little bit justified to be a little grumpy.
Yeah, but
just starting a brand new diet whenever you're going out to the ranch. And I mean, even just like something about like going out hunting and like being around a campfire.
Oh, and you couldn't even have like a beer or whatever.
Yeah, you just want to like have a beer. And
whiskey or like whatever it is
Yeah.
you drink, old fashioned or something.
And
And
so
like he couldn't
I
have any
couldn't
of
do
it.
that either.
I thought surely he's gonna
Like
have like
that
a
was
drink.
that's usually like my favorite thing about like hanging out at the ranch. Like you just like grab a beer and go sit around a fire and
yeah.
or like have one on the way out to like the hunting blind or just like kind of like meandering around the farm and you just have a beer and like it's just what you do at the ranch and because you're just out secluded and like couldn't do that. So I'm like bringing water everywhere I go and
It's like,
eating beef jerky.
I mean, you did it, even though I think you may have had a snack somewhere.
I didn't cheat. I haven't cheated yet.
Except for last night when I was like, oh man, I got everything at the grocery store because, come back from the ranch, it's like, get ready for the school week starting, got to prep the lunches, got to do all this stuff. And I went to the grocery store, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, man, I got the kids wanted spaghetti last night. And so I look at him, I'm like, what are you going to eat? And he's like, oh, I can't really eat that. And I was like, yeah. And normally he's already got like meat thaw in or like every day. And I was like, man, I did forget. He's like, you need me to go to the store? I said, no. Oh, but I did forget lunch meat and like stuff to make I have everything but the meat for the sandwiches. And he was like, I'll go run to the store. I'm going to make some bread. I'm going to make some carnivore bread and some carnivore ice cream. I was like, he's struggling already. It's day 6.
It's not cheap. It's just like, okay, I'm on this diet. I bet like I probably need to figure out some recipes or make some different stuff other than just
But they
meat,
can't call
eggs.
it bread.
I mean, it is in a sense bread.
How is it bread?
What did it look like? If you would look at that,
It looks like cornbread smushed down.
well, there's bread in the name.
It did not taste like bread.
Yeah, 3 ingredients.
Eggs, pork
A
rinds.
crap ton of eggs, 12 eggs, pork panko, which I've never heard of pork panko before in my life. I've heard of panko, never heard of pork panko. And all it is like pork rinds ground up.
Disgusting.
Pork panko
So pork fat.
and like cottage cheese.
Talk about
And you put it in a I don't think I put heavy cream in that. It was just those 3
bread
ingredients.
takes longer to
So you just put it in a
make.
food processor and just like blend it till it's like super fine. And then pour it in a pan and it bakes. This bread baked for an hour. $3.75 for an hour.
This is all eggs. And I was in the bathtub and he comes, he's like, you want to taste it? And I'm like,
I liked it.
But
Because I like pork rinds though. Because it has a hint
no,
of
I
pork
was
rind.
like, it tastes, the texture was like a wet cornbread with this. I don't like pork rinds.
It wasn't really wet.
Like just
You were in the
dense.
bath. Your
No.
hands were wet.
No, you gave me a bite with your hands. Your hands were wet. It tasted like it was just super dense,
Yeah,
like
very dense.
egg bites, but cornbread texture. And
It
But the
did taste
flavor-
like a big like egg bite.
yeah, the
Egg-
flavor was
Yeah.
the smell of pork rinds because that's what it tastes like. I'm sure the smell of the pork rind.
Mhm.
Gross. That's just. I was like, this is not bread. And he's like,
I
it's
didn't
pretty
mind it.
good.
I like eggs. I like pork rinds. I was fine with it.
Yeah, not
And
me.
it looked like bread.
It did not look like bread.
It looks like bread. You said it looked like cornbread. Okay, that's bread.
That's not bread. That's not like sourdough or a loaf of bread.
No,
or-
it's definitely not that.
yeah, that's when
No,
I think of
it's
bread.
no sourdough.
Anyway, so that was
So
interesting. So
I'm
I
on-
can't wait to taste your carnivore ice cream. How was that?
That girl, like I was mixing it last night because I put it in the little Ninja Creamies, and you have to
Is pork
you have to
panko
freeze
in
it.
that too?
No, you have to freeze it overnight, and so like I'll be able to I'll blend it up later this afternoon. But I let the girls like taste test it, like kind of stick their finger in the bowl and just like to taste, and they're like Parker at first was like, "That's good." I think she was just being stubborn.
Probably like it's not ice cream.
It's not ice cream. Like,
What is in
like,
that?
I mean, like ice cream has a ton of sugar in it, and there's like no sugar in it. I mean, it's literally heavy whipping cream, 2 egg yolks. That's like the base of the ice cream. And then like I did one, it's a cheesecake ice cream, but literally all that makes it cheesecake is just cream cheese.
Cream cheese.
So cream cheese,
So you can
heavy
have
whipping
cream
cream.
cheese.
Yeah. I mean, I can have like heavy whipping cream. I can have like whole milk. So cream cheese, heavy whipping cream, 2 egg yolks. And then
Sounds like a bunch
which
of
I was
fat.
a little surprised because this is strictly a carnivore cookbook, and they also put in like a half a teaspoon, which is like nothing, a half teaspoon of vanilla extract.
Cheating. You
And-
cheated.
But you couldn't even taste it at all. Like had zero hint of vanilla in it. Like I should have put more. But and then I said I did one of the cheesecake ice cream and then one coffee, which you just put like the instant coffee, you know, that's super fine ground. And so it was just the same base, heavy whipping cream, 2 egg yolks, and then instant coffee.
Well, I'm not adventuring into the carnivore, make your own food diet and want bread, but it tastes like pork rinds.
I've lost 4 pounds.
You don't need to lose 4 pounds.
I'm not doing this at all for weight loss. I don't need to lose weight. I hate losing weight because it's hard for me to gain weight. I've always had that issue.
Everyone hates you.
People hate me for that saying that, but like it's work for me to put weight on, and so like I hate losing weight. But I weighed myself and I went to the doctor. Had like my blood work the Friday before New Year's.
Adam's also growing a beard, apparently.
Yeah, I went to Good Ranchers yesterday, and everybody was like, "Hey, beard." I am growing a beard. I've been putting conditioner in it to make
Oh, I can hear it. It's
less
like
itchy.
ASMR. Okay, my alarm did not go off, which means I'm going to be late to go get Blake. But I will say I am getting creative into making something, but it's not a carnivore diet meal. It's my detoxing bath stuff. I'm trying to mix different ingredients to make it into a bath bomb. And I don't know if it's possible, but that is one of my goals. Like I said today on my story, I was like, I woke up a little bit early today. I think I might make that a goal. Not a New Year's, not like a whole year.
Yeah,
Like maybe
Danielle
just
does have this like concoction that she makes like in the evenings, just to soak in, just because of
a couple times a week.
inflammation and stuff like that. So she just like does this detox bath, and so like there's all kind of like random stuff around the bathtub that's like apple cider vinegar and like ginger and like all this. What is all this? It's like our pantry is moving to the bathtub.
You know what? The cleaning ladies have never said something about
Yeah,
like,
why
do we need
is
to put this back in the pantry?
Why is this here?
But I have a couple different ingredients that I'm trying to mix and play with, and I'm wanting to create some detox bath bombs, but I don't know if it's possible. It might have to be like a 2 ingredient type to make the bath bomb. It might be 2 separate things to put in a bath, because I can make a bath bomb, but I don't know if I can put everything that is in my detox to form into the bath bomb. And then I'm going to do a scrub, and I want to do like a whipped body butter. Those are my 3
We should
things.
do it with tallow.
Yeah.
It's like a big thing right now.
Yeah, tallow. Yeah, bone broth, tallow.
Everybody's-
That's actually in one of my ingredients.
tallow. Beef tallow is in.
Yeah,
Actually,
that's
it doesn't
actually
quite
in.
have to be beef, but tallow is in.
Yeah, that's actually
Everybody's
in one of my.
smearing it all over their face.
Yeah, that's in one of my recipes, one concoction. So I'm trying to mix with things, and there's different things that different like.
Actually, I think the beard butter,
Herbs and everything.
beard butter that I use for my beard to try to soften it so it's not itchy, I think it has tallow in it.
Oh, but there's different herbs and everything that are for different, levels of like inflammation or pain or digestive or, just there's so many different things that you can put in them. Bath bombs are everywhere, but so many people ask me about it, and I'm like, well, I think I'm going to try to get creative. So stay tuned. I'm going to go mix that up. But I got to go get Blake from school.
Yeah. So,
And I'm going to tell her I'm late because your daddy made me turn my alarm off and you're sitting outside and it's cold.
all right. So this is our New Year's episode. Stay tuned.
Catch-up episode.
Stay tuned next week for the continuation of like the previous stuff. And
Or should I do health update and then go back to?
yeah, we can do an health
'Cause I wanna
update
try-
for Danielle next week.
We'll do health update next
'Cause
episode.
Danielle had a new doctor and she's figured some stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we
I'm
should
super
do that.
excited about where I'm at with that stuff and wanting to be able to share that. So we'll do that next episode and then get back on track with like the story and NICU and babies and
Yep.
life.
So thank you guys for tuning in.
Yay.
I don't even know what the episode this is, like 14 or something.
It's January 2025
I forgot to
episode.
So first episode of 2025, but stay tuned. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for just liking and subscribing and leaving all the awesome reviews. I think we're coming in like the next couple weeks with a new sponsor. Maybe this right here. But yeah, super grateful for that. The show's doing great. And so thank you for all the support. And we'll see you in the next one. All right. Love you guys.
Bye-bye.